right, let's take a look to see what's happening in the markets today, Wednesday, September 1st. And we're doing this in 15 minutes so that you know what's moving the market. And with me in the studio is my head coach, Mark Hodge. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Marcus.
Well, okay, I have to talk about it. I got a new desk. I got a new studio. We'll talk
Looking
about it
good.
more in Coffee with Marcus. But
Yeah,
yes,
looking sharp.
awesome. Let's take a look at the markets and what's happening here because we closed out August, and you know what I thought? Let's actually jump to a monthly chart here to see what is happening. And here we have September. Here's what I want to do. I just want to change this coloring to the standard bars so that we see what's going on. I mean, this were green bars mean that we had an up month, and red bars mean that we were down for the month. And here, my gosh, for the S&P, what do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row. Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
not too bad. Not too bad. It's actually the best win streak in 4 years. The previous longest win streak for monthly gains was 10 months in a row, which ended in December 2017. So pretty impressive win streak.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's take a look at the Nasdaq here. So Nasdaq, interesting, not that impressive of a win streak because we did have a few losing months in between with the Nasdaq, right? So we only had one,
Yep.
two, three, and there were a few losing months in between, and I believe it was the same for the Dow, wasn't it? Yeah, the Dow also had a losing month, so just the S&P 500 is up, up, and away. Also, want to take a look at the Russell. Yeah, I mean, Russell
Finding
2000
out a little.
finished the month positive.
Yep. I did see that the Dow, based on yesterday's close, is just 0.7% away from its record close that was set last month. So Dow has been kind of lagging the S&P and the Nasdaq, but getting close to its record.
Yeah. All right. Going back to our standard bar coloring, but you see, this where now. I mean, I think at some point we have to see a correction. I mean, we
Sure.
haven't had a significant correction since last October. If we go back to I'm going to a weekly chart here, um, because that's where we see. Okay, the last correction that we had was actually, yeah, right here, September and October. So, I mean, at some point we have to. And we know that September is usually a tough month, right? I mean, September is usually the weakest month of the year.
Yeah, we're due. We're due. We'll see if the Fed can give us a little correction. Not that
Yeah.
I need one, not that I need one, but we're
No,
definitely
no,
due.
no,
It's
no. But I
healthy
mean,
for the market.
it's unhealthy for a market just to go up, up, up without a correction. So at
Yeah.
some point we need it. So what are catalysts here? Let's first take a look at what's happening this week. So some catalysts that are happening this week. First of all, the big one will be on Friday, the jobs report. And today we got a little bit of glimpse at it because today we had the ADP non-farm employment change, and it came in much worse than expected. So what's happening?
It did, Marcus. 374,000 ADP non-farm jobs were added. This was higher than last month's 326,000, but well short of the 600,000 plus that was expected by analysts. So much lower than people were expecting. Now, this number is the number of people employed the previous month based on ADP payrolls, but it excludes farming and also government jobs. So that's why the Friday jobs report is really the biggie of the two. But sometimes this gives a little glimpse into what might be coming Friday. Although with the pandemic, it seems like it's kind of been off. So that jobs report can stand alone. With this report, it was interesting because I saw that mid-sized companies, which employ 50 to 499 employees, actually produced the most jobs last month.
Huh.
So it wasn't the big companies; it was mid-sized companies, and that was 149,000 of those jobs came from the mid-size group. And leisure and hospitality, as you could imagine, actually led the way, followed by education and health.
Very
So
interesting. All right.
We'll
Well,
see what
I'm
that
looking
Friday report brings.
at the futures market here at the 5 minute chart to see how the futures markets are reacting to this, and they're pulling back. They're pulling back right now. So the S&P, yeah, just fell. What do we have here? Ah, that's 5 points. That's nothing. So we were still poised for a higher opening here, up 14 points going into the opening, which is 0.3%. Let's see. What the Nasdaq did. Okay, also a little bit of a pullback, but not really a strong reaction to this. So it seems that the markets are shaking it off. I mean, the Dow, almost the largest pullback here, although it's not really a big deal. I mean, even in the Dow here, we only moved down from what 470, so that's 50 points. I mean, 50
Yeah,
points in an index that is trading at 35,000 is nothing. So it seems that traders are shaking it off, right? So
I
like,
agree.
okay, whatever. Let's see what happens on Friday. Friday will be the big one.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Minor reaction, but heading into the open, a slight pullback, like you said, but futures are still pointing higher.
Yeah. Let's take a look at crude oil for a moment because we also have this week the OPEC meeting, the OPEC Plus meeting that is kicking off today. And I mean, no real surprises expected here, right? I mean, this is where they say, okay, we're sticking to the plan of adding 400,000 barrels per day. We have 400,000 barrels per day each month through December. So no real surprise there. Let's just take a look at a weekly chart of crude oil to see what has been happening. So crude oil has been falling. I mean, in August alone. So in August we were down what, like around 7.5%, which is quite a lot. This is the worst month in a year that we have had.
Yeah.
Switch back to a monthly
Snapping
chart.
a 4 month win streak, August finishing lower. And then, of course, last week, a little run up in crude oil ahead of Hurricane Ida.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. Cool. What else? Oh, we got to talk about Zoom. I mean, Zoom,
Oh,
Zoom,
yeah.
Zoom, Zoom. Because everybody's talking about Zoom. Let's bring this up. The ticker symbol is ZM here. So, Zoom yesterday, a plunge of what? 16.9%. This morning, a slight rebound. But you covered it yesterday morning in the market update. So, let's just talk about this one more time because it's
Yeah.
significant.
I mean, better than expected earnings, and they topped the 1 billion mark in revenue, but there were some concerns over subscriber growth. So the growth concerns had this one knocked down a bit. Seems to have found some support yesterday in spite of the big drop. I did see that Kathy Wood revealed that she bought almost 200,000 shares on this dip, um, up a little bit pre-market, but 1% after a 17% drop isn't that much. We'll
Yeah,
see where this one
we will
settles.
see. Talking about Kathy Wood, her flagship fund. Did she buy it for ARKK?
I'm not sure. I just saw that she added 200,000 shares.
Yeah. So this were the the bet between Michael Burry from The Big Short and Kathy Wood is going on, right? I mean, he said, what wasn't he shorting ARKK?
I think so. I know that he was also targeting Tesla, right? And she was adding Tesla. So
Right.
is
So I mean, looking at Tesla, it seems that thus far she seems to do okay. But I do believe that Michael Burry actually started shorting it right here in the beginning of the year at around 800. So even if it was a short-term position, it was
could
good
be
for
some
him.
movement.
But who knows? I mean, he might be in the long run, and Tesla is not out of the woods yet. I mean, we have the 750 level, which acts as a significant resistance here. So, just looking at the chart, we have a triangle formation here. So, we were hitting the ceiling right now, but we also have some solid support here, as we can see. So, this is where we'll see. Will Tesla be able to go up to 800, 850, and 900, or will it break down to 600, 550, or 500? I mean, very, very soon we'll see it. I mean, this here still on a weekly chart, but when I change to a daily chart, we see a very similar picture. But sometimes it helps to just zoom out and take a little bit, yeah, a look at the bigger picture.
Sure, sure. You want to look at a couple of earnings?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Campbell Soup, CPB, the ticker.
CPB. There we go. Okay.
They had an earnings beat. They beat by 7 cents a share, and better than which was better than expected. But their 2022 earnings outlook came in slightly below forecast because they were concerned about some higher costs and a tough labor market. So we keep hearing those. This is just, I think, representative of the entire earnings season. Earnings beat, better revenue, but concerned over future forecasts because of higher costs and labor concerns.
Well,
So we'll
traders
see.
don't seem to be too concerned here because we're up one and a half
Yeah.
percent pre-market. Let's see
Yep.
Campbell Soup. I mean, they probably did well during the pandemic. I'm just switching out to a weekly chart here to see what happened. No, I mean, this is one of the most stable companies. I mean, look
Yeah.
at this. This is amazing. So they have been trading since here. What is this? Mid 2019. They've been trading in a range between what 42 and 52. So a small 10% range here, almost super interesting.
Kind of. And during the pandemic, they had a quick drop and a quick bounce. Probably the fastest recovery for a pandemic for a stock during the pandemic. But then, like you said, just staying in the range after that.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, what other earnings do we have?
CrowdStrike, CRWD.
CRWD. There we go.
They're down about 3%. They actually had decent earnings with beating earnings expectations by 2 cents and a better revenue. They also raised their full year outlook, but free market down a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh my gosh, did you hear that Southwest is being sued by the pilots union
I
for changing
did.
the pay during the pandemic?
I did. So they pilots are suing the company over working condition changes. They felt that those changes should have been made through bargaining with their union. The company says that the changes made because of the pandemic were not required to be made with the union, and the pilots disagree. Doesn't seem
Yeah.
to be affecting the stock, but that could be
No.
something that carries over to other
Yeah, and this morning, I mean,
pilot.
in general, travel stocks and pre-opening were higher earlier. I'm just checking here a few airlines. I'm checking Win higher by 1.5%. Taking a look at LVS, also up 1% here. So we'll see what happens today. Interesting. Okay, final look. Bitcoin. Haven't looked in Bitcoin in a few days. Not a whole lot going on. So ran into resistance at 50,000 and ever since been piddling around here between 46 and 50,000. So
Yep.
interesting.
We'll see if it makes the next break.
Yeah.
But so far sideways.
All right. Anyhow, we got to head over to Trade Live with our mastermind. If you would like to know how exactly we trade these crazy markets, we have a few videos popping up here right now. And take a look at these videos so that you know what exactly we are doing, how we are trading it using the wheel and the Power X strategy. Hey, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.
Happy trading, everybody.